Hello everyone and welcome back to Zelda Speedruns. Today we've got a Challenge Cup match in the Windbreaker Randomizer Season 4 Challenge. Sorry, I'm not usually sure if I'm allowed to call it Season 4 term, but it's Challenge Cup. In Group C we've got Rywek versus Advocate. Should be a pretty awesome match, and talking you through it today will be Helican, Haley, and Jay West. So you two, take it away.
Hello. Yeah, so I know Advocate is a very improving runner, fast in the Challenge Cup.
Runners, I think, have only been playing for a couple months now, I want to say. But yeah, Advocate has been improving rapidly. He's currently 2-0-0, and this is Rywek's first race in Group C, so we'll just have to see how this goes.
Yep, should be an awesome match. Sorry about stumbling in the intro there a little bit, but...
No worries. The title of the tournament is a bit of a mouthful.
But I was waiting on a race tournament, and I realized I'm supposed to be kicking them off, so you know... Yeah. Yeah, I think that being said, I'll leave it to you two, and let's have a good match.
Thank you, George.
And they're off. Starting out at Headstone. I don't think there's anything you can get here, really. Yeah, no?
No, I think it's, wisest to warp away, and it looks like Advocate is choosing to go to Windfall, which is probably what any runner would do.
If I caught that correctly, yep, the dungeons are DRC, Forbidden Woods, and Earth Temple for the seed.
Immediately, the runners are taking slightly different pathing through Windfall, it seems.
Yeah, so from what I've seen with like the different routing on Windfall, they're very, very similar in timing. However, the route that Advocate took is a lot easier to not talk to NPCs.
Right.
So that's where it's a lot better of a route, in my opinion. First Tingle statue on Maggie. And the magic.
That's pretty nice to get right off the bat.
It's not quite as nice as getting something like the leaf, though. Because double magic, it's nice and all, but you do need the leaf for it to really be effective.
But when we get the leaf, it'll be very nice. And this is
Whoa!
getting
I
double
wish I got
magic
this leaf
early.
in all of my seeds.
You know, we can't all be so lucky in our seeds. But getting double magic is kind of a little bit of a encouragement to put off saving grandma for a little while. You don't need soup as bad. So Advocate picked up a wallet, and so we'll be getting something in the mail because of that wallet. So we'll have to see when Advocate decides to route that in. He might opt to pick up the mail after save warping out of Tingle Maze. But some people decide to put off the mail until there is a more optimal mailbox on the way. So we'll just have to see.
I really try to put off the mail, but sometimes it hurts me, but most of the time it just saves a little bit of time.
I think that if you're really hurting on items, then I think it's fine to go slightly out of your way for a mailbox. But typically if you have things to do, it's fine to wait until a mailbox that's more on your way.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what items you already have. Like, I know if I have a jump slash item or leaf, and I can like do Cliff Plateau into Bird's Peak Rock, then I'll always just get the one on Cliff Plateau because it's right there.
Right. Unfortunately, the mailbox on paw print is usually always very far out of the way, but I think it's typically worth to check on paw print. Just in case you get grapple, or power bracelets or bombs. I would hate to warp away from paw print and then get that item in the mail later. Speaking of the grappling hook,
Now this is an interesting spot because you can go to Poprint and get 3 of the 4 checks. Well, you could get 4, but that's really slow. Actually, no, they don't have a jump slash item. They can only get 3 of 4.
So Advocate is choosing to pick up the mail here.
Will it pay off?
Ooh.
Hero Sword.
That's pretty good. So
It definitely
this
helps with early game routing.
Right. Unfortunately, because after Advocate save warped, he decided to pick up the mail. We can't really save scum Northern Fairy, so I imagine Advocate will save warp out of Northern Fairy sub, and then warp to wherever he decides to go.
It'd be slower no matter what, just to get the mail again.
Right. Which is unfortunate because with that grappling hook, I feel like Paw Print will be something that we'll see rather soon. But they'll just have to take the warp back to Woodfall. It's not too terribly slow.
Rywek is aimed at Spectacle. Okay, there you noticed.
Advocate parking in the sub.
Yeah, the sub has interesting collision to say the least.
Only sometimes though. Supposedly wave dependent.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Being wave dependent definitely sounds like something that can happen. I wouldn't be surprised to see the jump slash method here. Yeah. You can make it very easily with the jump slash method. Also parking in the sub.
So yeah, Advocate has to save out a Northern Fairy sub here.
Rywek actually saved again after getting the mail, and I believe he might have even saved in the boat, which should just put him in the boat if he soft resets. I forget what was in
interesting.
here. But looking at the tracker, it seems like it's junk. Yep.
Yeah, so he's soft resetting, which I think is smart. We're probably gonna see him go to Paw Print, I'd imagine.
So Advocate saved in the Cliff Plateau quadrant.
Oh, that is a strat that some people like to do, because on your way to this submarine here, you do pass through the Cliff Plateau quadrant, like, optimally, so it's fine to save there and then soft reset and go immediately to Cliff Plateau after doing this sub, if it's trash, of course.
Yeah, I've definitely heard about it, but I do think you need to go a little bit out of your way to get it. Because Forest Haven is in the middle of the quadrant, essentially. It would be close, I think. Because the sub is on the very southeast of the map.
Right.
Is Rywek going to the same sub, or what sub is Rywek in? Oh, this is the Crescent Moon sub. Okay.
So immediately we have pretty different routes going on here.
Yeah, there are definitely some items that could really pay off to skip the waiting that Rywek is doing right now. But he can full clear Crescent, so I think he's looking for either power bracelets or bombs so he can full clear Paw Print.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's really a 50-50, honestly, when you're deciding whether to go to Crescent or Paw Print first. You're either hoping for items to speed up Crescent, or you're hoping for items to speed up Paw Print, or save a double dip.
So Advocate decided not to pick up the Din's Pearl because he does not need it, is not required for the seed, and he set up a save scum beforehand. Good play.
It's always really scary to hear the fanfare for picking up a pearl, because you might accidentally soft reset out of Furores, which gives you mail. It's almost happened to me a couple times. The only pearl that matters. when Tachi's not in logic.
Advocate going to the right side.
It's easier this way.
But the left side's so easy. You just have to line it up.
Rywek seems to be having a little bit of trouble with these shoes here. So seeing Cliff Plateau this early from Advocate makes a lot of sense, given that he has a jump slash item that can make storage into BPR a lot easier than having to do a roll clip.
Yeah, so Advocate got the mirror shield from that inside of Cliff Plateau.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see when Advocate pauses again to see what he stored on highest aisle. Doesn't look like it was an immediate item.
He stored... Oh no, he already had the grappling hook.
Oh, it looks like Rywek picked up bombs. I'm not sure where they were. They might have been Beetle's 20 rupee item.
Most likely that. And the Master Sword in Bird's Peak Rock.
Yeah, so that's very... I bet he's very happy that he went to check Beetle before going into Paw Print, because now he can full clear Paw Print.
Yeah, full one tripping Paw Print is very good. Advocate going to Mother and Child. I'm pretty sure we've not seen this yet.
Right, I don't think we have. Some people like to wait until they have Bottle to do this, but it's such a fast warp that I think it's worth checking if you've already gone through your first few locations and no Bottle yet. You can always route in fairies at the end of dungeons and such.
Advocate taking his trip to Outset. I think a lot of people have been starting to route Outset a lot earlier now because of how many easy checks it is, and just accepting the fact that they'll eventually be coming back.
Yeah, I agree. I think people have just accepted the fact that you have to warp here several times anyways, especially because they have Earth Temple and Logic. They'll be warping back here to sail to Headstone anyways. And you never know when your bait bag and your power bracelets are going to be in terrible, terrible locations. So I don't think that this Paw Print Full Clear has paid off entirely yet. Cabana Deed. It always feels like that. As soon as you have the opportunity to full clear Paw Print in one trip, you never find anything useful.
It's just nothing.
Just nothing.
Advocate picking up his... Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Pog.
What's really unfortunate is that neither runner has... Oh, and Advocate will actually be picking up his bombs here as well. Neither runner has anything that they can do DRI with optimally. Where is Rywek going?
Imagine he's gonna shoot down,
silly.
yeah.
I'm silly, silly. They have bombs.
They do have bombs.
See, I always forget that it is there, but then I just look at my tracker and it says, oh, you can do this because you have bombs, and that's how I know.
I've seen people forget that you can use the cannon to shoot down that chest. Like, how do I use bombs? How do I throw a bomb up there? Well, stay in
I
your
feel
boat.
like the most common thing that you use is the bow, just because there's 3 bows somewhere. And there's only one of everything else.
Yeah, I think that I shoot.
Speaking of
the bow,
bows.
I think that I usually shoot down that chest more often than not. Sometimes boomerang, I think. Hardly ever bombs.
Advocate gained that real quick first try.
Rywek is trying to get storage here so that he can store the chest that he shot down and can skip needing the leaf to pick up the fly around the island chest here on DRI.
There you
These
got it.
long ledges can be a little tricky sometimes. So yeah, Rywek is gonna do a Wind Waker dive to swim underneath the island here.
Advocate coming to DRI now. I'm gonna meet up with Rywek.
A little bit of high-fiving is always kind of fun.
Picking up the wind shrine first. It's always like really questionable on if I want to do wind shrine or the other stuff first without leaf.
Right. Yeah, I was just about to
We have
say, I think
Rory's
it depends on if you have leaf.
But I
So
think
that
it's
pearl
Ben
is
here.
important.
Hey, Rywek, unfortunately falling into the water. Hopefully he knows he could just ESS into the most corners or not corners even, just spots.
Yeah, it looks like he's holding a full analog direction.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that he knows that he can ESS and clip up.
It's really weird on doing it, but almost all spots where you do it is like that.
Unfortunately, he drowned and lost his storage, so he'll probably have to come back here either with a different storage chest or just with the leaf to do it vanilla.
So Rywek was trying to do what Advocate is doing now, and he's gonna climb up to the fly across platforms around island chest.
But yeah, with
So
the
he
wind
would-
shrine, I think that waiting, like if you have leaf, I think that it's optimal to get wind shrine after you do this chest here, because you get in your boat and then you sail right over and then you sail away after getting wind shrine. But without leaf, I have no idea.
Yeah, I think that Advocate's plan is to just go to paw print because he can full clear paw prints as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, knowing that.
Looks like Rywek is opting to do 6-eye sub.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good choice here. So the bow is at outset.
Right.
If he had bow, I think that the play would have been to go to flight control platform sub, but he doesn't have the bow.
Luckily, Rywek has a sword in here, so he doesn't have to worry too much about RNG getting the moblins to drop their spears. But without sword, this can be this can be painful. Advocate's opting to check the mail before going into Paw Print.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's looking for either Leaf or Fire Arrows, so he can do the Crescent sub faster.
Right.
Unfortunately, we know that he won't be getting those. Rywek picking up a Tingle statue in the 6-eye sub platform, or the 6-eye sub.
I'm sure Advocate is very excited to be full clearing Paw Print. It always feels good.
Ken Forest Haven. I'm assuming he's going to go do Cliff Plateau and Bird's Peak Rock now, as well as possibly pick up mail. Hopefully almost certainly pick up mail at
It looks like he...
Cliff Plateau.
Yeah. Looks like he opted to go to 5-star sub. So pretty much our runners have done the same checks, similar checks, just in different orders.
Did you happen to catch what was on Fly Across Platforms?
I believe it was Nehru's.
Okay, so nothing. Yep, that sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah, so nothing that's gonna hurt Rywek too much for drowning on DRI.
Well, other than he's probably gonna have to get it eventually, and...
Right.
When would you get that? I guess same time you go to DRC?
Yeah, I mean, they have DRC and Logic, thankfully. So I think, you know what, it might be better to save warp out of Goma and then
that might
go back inside that way.
Mm-hmm. And that's assuming that Leaf isn't like locked behind an item in DRC. And
Right.
that'd be wild if that happened. That happened to me. That'd be wild.
Advocate has accepted that he probably is not going to find anything that's going to help him speed up Crescent sub.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing is just if you don't have anything that's like super optimal to get, but you have Paw Print and Crescent, then you just have to go to Paw Print and Crescent and hope that you get either an item or...
They're so low sphere that I don't think it's worth it to really commit to putting it off until you get your second bow or Leaf.
I think that there's an argument for putting off, like, maybe for stuff that other subs maybe. Like he could have done 6-eye sub maybe. It wouldn't have helped him in this seed knowing what we know, but statistically maybe do that. Just because it's not a super long sub. Like this is a super long sub, it takes like 40 seconds-ish.
Yeah, it seems like people are much more eager to do this sub without any items that can speed it up, even though, like, doing, like, say, 5-star with the Bokoblins is very, very, very fast to just do vanilla.
Right, I think it's more just the fact that when you go to Paw Print and you can do Crescent, it's faster to do this than, like, do an extra warp and an extra sail.
I mean, I guess it could depend on if you have DRC in Logic. You could go after, I'm not sure.
That sail's still like the same amount of time, and with it in Logic though, you'd wanna just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
We got Philip.
Rywek is gonna be doing, the same sword strats here in Cliff Plateau that we saw Advocate do earlier. He is going left side though. So this side is much faster if you know the lineup.
Just a little bit left on that one. His position was fine. That should work. Oh, maybe his position was off a little bit.
But this is why people are hesitant to go left side. Your positioning
Yeah,
is...
there are pretty good visual cues for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, because now picking up the 6-eye sub with his Master Sword.
If you have Master Sword, do you think it's worth to use the spears here?
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't like try to knock it out on the first one though. I'd kill the first one with 3 slashes and then a spin, and then pick it up. And it depends on like how fast you can get it over there, right?
Right.
The double hits are just insanely fast if you can get the double hits. Checking his inventory, trying to see what he has.
So this is going to be the first time we've seen Cyclos this seed. With that early bow, this is definitely pretty good to route in early.
Yes, could definitely lead to something. I'm assuming he is at Shark. So I wouldn't be surprised to see
Bratzum?
Oh, that's actually Northern Triangle. He went from Popprint, I assume.
Oh, I see.
Set.
Rywek is going to be picking up his next sword upgrade here. Realizing that he needs to save warp out because he did clip into BPR. And there are bars blocking your exit.
I think it's like very marginally faster to clip back out. But
To clip back out?
yeah, you can just aim up at the peg and then it clips you out.
I had no
But
idea.
it's very, very minimal, and I don't think anybody goes for it. Maybe Jim goes for it. Yeah, I don't know.
I think one thing that... Right. One thing that I think a lot of people advocate for, just in rando in general, is even if it's very slightly slower to save warp somewhere, I think that save warps are just a good opportunity for you to think about, like, the next place you're gonna go, think about your route, and ultimately that's better than, like, saving a few seconds in a sub.
Some people like doing that. I like to think about where I'm going, like, when I'm opening a chest.
But that's so little time to think about where you're gonna go.
Because, yeah, for stuff like that, where it's like, if you make any movement mistakes, then it's slower. I think it's fine. But it depends on how much time difference it is.
Right.
Because I think the bigger thing is just being consistent.
Yeah, and of course you're always going to be consistent when you're save warping. There's no movement involved. It's all down to those good load times.
The good load time.
Advocates opting to use pot strats here, which is faster if you feel comfortable chucking that pot at that bokoblin. This is the fastest way to do this room. with our current item lineup. If you have fire arrows, then I imagine it would be faster to just shoot the torches.
It's complicated how that's faster because it's not faster perfectly. It's faster on average because you can hit the Bokoblin earlier, which means that
You get a
more
better
likely it'll be
stick count.
on top. Yeah, the stick will more likely be on top. Rywek not having too much issue with Bomb Island today. Or as we like to call it, Trog Island. And getting the leaf.
That is big.
That's huge. Whenever he
Advocate
decides to go
will
on
be-
DRC, he'll have the leaf and Advocate does not.
Yeah. Advocate will probably be a little sad when he finds that later, given how long that he's had his bombs for.
Yeah, because he had bombs when he went to, or did he have it before he went to... No, he didn't when he had,
He got his bombs at outset, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, if he would have gotten it at Forest Haven, which is like one of the best spots to get Beetle because he's right next to the boat.
Yeah. I think that people don't think about that beetle ever. I know that I'm guilty of forgetting that that beetle sells bait as well as a 20 rupee item that we need.
Yeah, I know. I always like forget momentarily, and that like I'll route it to be like, oh yeah, we're going to Cliff Plateau, and then I see Beetle there, and I'm like, and we're getting Beetle.
Totally planned, calculated. Yeah, so Advocate will have to do true backwards, I'd imagine.
Or he could do the jump slash, but if you fail that once, then this just becomes much faster. And like the true backward strat also gives you a better route for skipping items such as the boss key. He'll actually have, ooh, that was close. He'll have the option, most likely, if he doesn't get the big key very early, to do Goma first, and then potentially skip the big key later on.
Right.
Rywek deciding to blow up Jerry, and Jerry struck back with pushing him off the edge.
Jerry is fed up with the way the rando runners have been treating him lately. Advocate let Jerry live though, so...
The only time that I would do that to Jerry is if I bonked into him and then had power bracelets and picked him up. But at that point, is it really my fault? Like, I'll just toss him off to the side. He didn't have to blow up. I didn't bomb him or anything. It's not my fault that he couldn't handle a little bit of a toss.
Let's see, so this is interesting. Rywek is opting to go into DRC without a bow, but he has Leaf. But Advocate has bow and didn't have Leaf. So each runner has an item that can make DRC better for them.
Yeah, I do like what Rywek's thinking is here, though. Just, it's fully in logic now. Go in, get it, full clear it. Because the biggest thing that the bow is gonna do, or he could do a different strat, but I'd be shocked if anybody.
I don't think that Rywek is gonna be hovering up to the pot. His opportunity to damage down.
Point, if you just do a hover, you actually get put into you get like another spot in Season 4 tournament.
Just automatically.
Still praying that I'll have a seed that lets me hover. As in more hover, not hover. This hover is really slow if you have to damage down more than like a heart.
Greg! Advocate picking up Greg and boss stairs left chest.
I wasn't paying too much attention, but Advocate decided not to do the big key skip right away.
Yeah, I don't.
Ooh,
Oh. That
unlucky.
magtail that is actually just unlucky. Yeah, that magtail can be pretty mean. Especially when you're going backwards through that room.
Rywek getting hit by the lava, but luckily he came from the left. What is it? The vanilla dungeon map room. That's what I'll call it from now on. The vanilla dungeon map room.
Yeah, so his spawn is right next to where he needs to jump down again. So Rywek is opting to go to the basement early, which makes sense, given that he can't go backwards.
Yeah, we'll see if it pays off for him. And by paying off, I mean just not having a dungeon item and it just being faster to full clear this way. But
Right.
well, actually, it's probably very close to full clear speed, but if it has a small key, then you know you just can go all the way up. Even if it doesn't have a small key, then you know you can go all the way up.
Yeah, I think that this is definitely just a good choice in general if you can't shoot down the platform, because if it's a small key, then okay, you needed the small key to finish the dungeon. Yeah, small key.
Yeah, the only
it's an
thing that you
item-
can... The only small thing you can gamble is if you can skip the small key, but that's only safe if you have 2 small keys already.
Right.
Otherwise, it's like a 50-50 once you get to Rat Room.
Yeah, and you don't know which chest you're gonna opt to open.
Actually, thinking about it, it might be worth it even to like safety save just to possibly save scum it, so that you open up the correct chest.
But then you have to climb all the way back up to Rat Room. If you open the wrong chest, that is.
Well, either way, you'd have to climb all the way back up because you don't have the...
True.
Unless you just want to come back later. Because one way you climb back all the way back up, the other way you get the small key from the basement and then climb all the way back up.
True. Also, yeah, DRC is kind of loaded. Advocate has picked up Boomerang as well as the hookshot. Rywek picking up another Tingle statue. Our runners are high-fiving for a quick second. At this point, Advocate knows that the basement has a small key, so he successfully skipped the small key. Leaf was in Bomb Island. Advocate taking the warp back up, and we'll be fighting Goma.
Yeah, so the Challenge Cup, I don't think that we ever went over this really, is essentially, if you're familiar with the OOT Scrubs tournament, I think it's OOT that has that. It's a very similar thing where it's just the people that didn't quite qualify for Season 4 are still able to compete. It's set up in a way that you're guaranteed to have more matches and get a more competitive experience than you could possibly in Season 4, because you have 5 matches in your bracket, or in your pool, and then you have the bracket after that. Assuming you qualify in top 4 in your pool out of 6.
So Advocate did remember to pick up a ferry before going into Goma, which will save him having to warp back to Mother and Child later. Which always feels good. Nobody likes to do that warp of shame. Rywek also. So this will put diamond step in logic for our runners, which neither runner has been to yet. And they can do not the... Well... Yeah, Rywek can do fastest diamond step, actually. Advocate can't quite yet, but he can do a very, very, very fast version of diamond step compared to just doing it without any of the items that we have.
I see, so the scrub stream is similar but different. Not officially hosted. I gotcha. Rywek opting not to pick up the mid pot as he will not need it to potentially sick-ass skip or a variant of it that uses the leaf. Which is really just grab the ledge and leave. Advocate picking up the first piece of cheese. I think part of the reason why Advocate wanted to push into DRC Fast 2 is to get that fairy. It's always, it's a small thing, but like 20 seconds difference of the warp. Plus actually getting the fairy, so...
Yeah, that makes sense actually, and...
25 seconds is almost like how much time the leaf really would save, because if you do like DRC optimally and like do it well, leaf actually doesn't save that much time if you'd go backwards.
Mm.
And you have like bombs and everything.
Right.
It definitely makes it a lot easier, but is it faster necessarily? No. Rywek not being able to make the cycle. Opting to reload the room, definitely the right play here.
He's looking for health. Advocate is opting to do flight control, which makes sense given that he just finished DRC and is already at DRI, so at this point you might as well. And with bow, it's not too terrible.
Yeah, with bow, it's like, you gotta eventually just go.
Right.
It's better than a lot of different subs even, if you can do it right. The trick is to really make sure that the wizard robe is like the only thing on the screen, and then you can just target it. That's what I found with Mulgara's tongue too, if you're having trouble targeting like the mini, whatever they're called, the little snakes. You can just
little snakes.
turn your camera so that all you can see is Mulgara's tongue on the edge, and normally you'll get the target on Mulgara's tongue.
Oh, it looks like Rywek is opting to skip the big key.
Yep, so he'll be...
War.
I forget where the big key was, but...
I want to say that it was under Rope Bridge, which makes sense that he hasn't been there yet. Mini boss.
Is he skipping both of those checks then?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so if the big key's on mini boss, then this is fine as long as he doesn't go get mini boss and it's fast. Does he know how to skip the big key? What you want to do is you want to do a neutral roll up here, or ESS walk up, but really just neutral roll into the pillar, and then clip out of bounds.
It looks like he's having a little bit of difficulty figuring out or remembering how to do it.
This could work? Okay, clip back in bounds. Because there's a little crack essentially out of bounds. That could work? Yep.
He successfully skipped the big key. That's always a
Meanwhile,
slight
doing
risk.
deed skip.
Yeah, that's honestly a good play. Currently, we have no idea where the delivery bag is, and we have hammer and hookshot, so no need to worry about hammerless cabana.
Oh, he saw it. There it is. Nope, that's rupee. Just give him.
Rupee.
A little bit too far right. Should be down now. Nope. Showing the butler the hook shot.
This can be a little tricky. You do want to pull out the hook shot when you're not really close to the door. It looks like you got it. Yeah. And there are some rupees like underneath the cabana that you can accidentally hook shot instead of the palm tree.
Yeah, and then you just have to pull out your sword and get them, because otherwise they just get in the way.
Sometimes when you don't have sword, it's just unlucky.
So hitting the pillars through the walls. Yeah, we'll take two checks out of logic here. They'll be out of logic until delivery bag. It's always like interesting how it's kind of more worth it once you see that you have delivery big or deed to go to cabana.
I mean, I think it just depends. Like if you have a group of checks like in a row, because you have Private Oasis is right there, Bomb Island is right there.
Right, yeah.
Ice Ring is right there. If it's on your way, I think that it's worth, even if you have one or the other, just for routing sake.
And he's probably gonna do Bomb Island, I'd assume, after this, and he'll pick up his leaf and note to mom there. Oh yeah, so Rywek just skips the map and the big key. He's done.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Because he could have, like, as far as he knew, he could have stored Mapper, Big Key, but paid off. So I'm not, it looks like he's warping away. If you remember from earlier, he did drown when he was trying to get the leafer on the island check. It looks like he's just opting to not do the check at all. Because it is in logic with our current items. He doesn't need it, so if he's gambling that it's nothing, it's actually gonna pay off.
Yeah, I'm always too scared to ever do those kind of things, especially with like those kind of checks, because if it's something, then if it's something big, then he knows that he's way behind, and it always just plays a mental game with you.
Right.
Because he knows at this point, like, there's no way Advocate hasn't gotten that check.
Of course.
In his mind. Having that mental game of like, they're probably doing these checks, what if those checks are something? It's always so scary.
I agree. Definitely happened to me a couple times. It almost persuades me to go to the places that I think that my opponent has been to already. So this is Rywek's first trip to Outset, picking up his skull hammer.
So a little tip there for if you have sword and you press B without going in a direction, you just tap B. The game is supposed to just put the Megtail directly where you are. It essentially does the same as a bomb drop, but it doesn't like actually push you forward. So if you ever accidentally step on the switch and you have the sword, just tap B. But sometimes it just throws it forward for no reason and it's really sad.
Wow. Advocate got very lucky with the way that Magtail decided to roll. Saving Grandma for the first time this seed, so we'll have to see what Grandma has for us. There was his leaf. Honestly, in Season 4 settings, getting the leaf feels better than Light Arrows or Last Master Sword, in my opinion. It just makes routing so much easier.
Yeah, especially because we just, like in Season 3, the thing is a lot of times you would skip a decent amount of checks and it wouldn't be uncommon to see a 2-dungeon go mode. It'd be uncommon maybe, but not rare in the sense that like it's not super out of the ordinary. But with there being 4 extra Triforce shards being somewhere, you're on average like you're full clearing a lot more. Not full clearing a lot more, just clearing a lot more. I guess is a better term.
Yeah, so it just makes more sense to not necessarily try to skip more overworld checks or dungeon checks, but just to try to full clear as fast as you can, and then sometimes you get lucky and you don't have to full clear. Advocate making a smart decision, in my opinion, rushing Forbidden Woods, given that it's completely illogic. I imagine we'll find... Well, we have to find Command Melody and Power Bracelet soon. The idea this season is that Forbidden Woods is always loaded, and so we'll see if that remains true today. I've definitely had more instances of it being loaded than it not being loaded.
We might see Rywek head right on Advocate's tail here. Definitely a good option. If you have sword, bombs, boomerang, and hookshot, there's really no reason to put off, and grappling hook, of course.
Yeah.
There's really no other reason to put off Forbidden Woods, because I've yet to see a Forbidden Woods go mode.
Oh yeah.
Unless you got like Leaf go mode somehow, but...
Yeah, that's very rare. It happens, but yeah, they have pretty much every option you could possibly want with Forbidden Woods right now, so it just makes sense to full clear, because you know that the odds are you're gonna full clear no matter when you do it. Here's our second bottle. More room for soup now.
Shout out to this next drum, the dream killer. if you have Forbidden Woods and Logic, that's the room that you need Leaf for. Because other than that room, you can skip Leaf and Forbidden Woods for go mode.
That's wild, actually. I never even really thought about it.
It's not fast, so unless you're skipping like half the checks in the game, it is a 5-minute hover, but...
I don't think anybody would have to go for that.
Well, if I could skip half the checks in the game, I might. That would be wild, though.
That would be wild. The other day we did see a seed where Wind Temple was in Logic and a runner was able to skip Hammer by door canceling into Wind Temple. Happens. Rywek not too far behind Advocate, also picking up his second bottle.
Yes, Gowdy, it's a hover so cringe that I don't even think that you've ever done it.
So what Advocate is doing here is he's skipping needing the small key to open that door just below him. So hopefully the small key is in a place like big key chest or double Mothula so that he'll hopefully be able to skip it later. And that it's not one of his stored items.
Yeah, personally, I never like bank on actually like skipping getting the small key.
No, it's just if you happen.
This route is fast.
Yeah, this route is just fast.
The chests across the vines though.
The other day I found out that you can accidentally fall into the mini-boss loading zone when you're doing grapple.
You sure can.
I had no idea. But there I was, people arriving to FW mini-boss. Fire Ice! In Forbidden Woods, grapple locked.
That's really nice to get that right before the mini-boss. That speeds up the mini-boss a lot.
Now we can just one-shot the mini-boss with an ice arrow, skipping a little cutscene as well.
Just a piece of heart. He did not store the small key, so he still does not have the small key. It can't be. There's only 4 more checks that it can be in. Oh wait, no, he didn't do.
He didn't do.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a chance that he does basement. This would be wild if he does basement first, and like somehow finds out where the small key is and is able to bring the small key to Earth Temple.
Eee, that would be that would be crazy. There's command melody, so we're getting closer to Earth Temple and Logic. We're just command locked now.
I think that the only time that that's actually good is when you just realize that it's on the last check in the double Mothula room. And that way you just take it and then you just actually open the big key door because
Right.
I guess big key skip is actually faster if you have chest storage. Because it's super free. You just walk through the door.
You really just walk through the door.
I've been having a little bit of time with those pesky morphs.
Not as annoying as those green shoes in that room, in my opinion. Oh, so Rywek did find the small key, so it must have been in the Vine Maze room. So Advocate should get it here shortly. Aha! So Advocate might opt.
The other person has already checked.
True. I wonder, Advocate might opt to go double Mothula first. It looks like that is what he's deciding to do, hoping that he can maybe skip the big key chest in the basement. I'm not sure what his dungeon items are looking like right now. He has small key, but I don't know that if he stored either map or compass or big key. Now, if big key is vanilla, then
He's out of luck.
yeah.
Because I don't think he saves scummed anywhere or anything either.
No. There's really no wrong decision there. You really just either you get lucky or you don't.
Well, it would be a bad decision if he already has all the dungeon items.
Right.
That's the only way I'd say that it's a bad decision. But there's the compass. Does Advocate do boomerang strats? Yes, he does. It's another trick that a lot of people never did in Season 3 and how we've just improved so many strats as a community.
Yeah, it's actually crazy just how optimal all the dungeons are right now in Season 4. Forbidden Woods loaded. A bow and a sword.
Like, I forget who it was, but somebody brought up, like, not every runner did small key skip in Season 3, and it's like, I knew very few runners who did small key skip in Season 3. The
Not
only way
everybody
you do
does
it
it
is if
too
you,
much.
like... Yeah, because it's just a faster route.
Yeah. Advocate going for leaf pump strats here. He did bonk, but he has double magic, so he should be fine as long as he doesn't miss a leaf pump. Opting to go to the right of the Octoroks is brave in my opinion. He bonks. Can he grab the ledge? He grabbed the ledge. Terrifying.
Yeah, so as long as you go straight for a little bit until they shoot their first shots at you, you'll be good there. Alternatively, you can go on the very far left and hug the wall.
There it is, Vanilla Big Key. Unfortunately, Advocate knew that was there.
Yeah, so the only way he could have skipped that is if he saved scum stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Which
the
at
other
that
route that he
point-
could have done would have been just get double Mothwell last, which would have gotten the vacate anyways.
Right. And at that point, if you're save scumming so much, is it even worth it?
Yeah, there's people who like save scum a lot of stuff, but like if you don't get any of them, it just loses time to save.
Right.
Advocate doing the quick spin, but realizing he's already done that room and he can just walk right through.
I think that Rywek is not too far behind Advocate, actually. I can't think of many... Apart from DRI, Fly Around the Islands, I can't think of many checks that Advocate has done that Rywek has not done.
Yeah, I think that the biggest difference was that I think overall Advocate's gameplay has been better, but Rywek has gotten to skip both the mini boss and the
Yeah, he...
rope bridge, which is
Saves a
extremely
lot of time.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, those are really slow checks to do. But then again, Advocate did small key skip that route in FW, and Rywek decided not to. So Advocate did take the faster route through Forbidden Woods. I'm still very unsure about whether boomeranging the shard there is good or not. If you miss it and you side hop, you actually don't hit the warp, I'm pretty sure. So there's actually not really a risk involved. Unless you were to do something crazy like side hop and then accidentally roll forward without the shard. But definitely not as dangerous as the side hop jump slash when you finish Tachi.
A little bit low on that one for Advocate. The leaping early strat saves a very minuscule amount of time, but if you mess it up at all, then definitely
And then
not
you
worth
lose
it.
all that time. Only half a second, if I remember correctly.
I believe that's about what it is.
Yeah. And it's interesting
Advocate is ahead
because-
at this point.
Yeah.
I think that they've done all the same overworld, so it is safe to say that Advocate is at this point ahead.
So there's the ghost ship chart. I think the Advocate will be able to get the ghost ship at Diamond Step. maps, we've only seen one night, I think. So that'll be good. There should be a lot of checks actually over on that side of the map. That's really good, actually. Just to be able to get the whole, like, bottom left part of the map.
Yeah, so is it gonna be second night as well? Does that line up properly?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be second night by the time Advocate gets there. He hasn't played Song of Passing to check mail at all. So I think it should be second night.
Yeah, the only question is, do you go Great Fish first or do you go Outset first? I think the better play is to go Great Fish first due to not having Bait Bag.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think it's better to go Great Fish. Probably Swim Needle Rock, Sail Islet, Sail Diamond Step.
Yep, Swimmer, Sail at from Great Fish to Needle Rock doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking because swimming to Islet is slow, especially because we have bombs.
Yeah. Does Advocate go? I'm assuming not that many people go for the hookshot leaf setup.
No, I haven't seen.
There's very few runners who do it in general. I know Jim does.
Oh yeah, you and Jim, I think, are the only runners I've seen do the hookshot strat at Great Fish and Gobbity.
Because the biggest difference is the fact that you just get right in the boat without having to save warp. It's probably pretty similar on timing.
I mean, that's why I opt to go for just like doing Great Fish regularly, is because I like to swim off of Great Fish, typically if I have the choice.
Advocate doing the side hop slash, I never thought of that movement optimization. Something that I should definitely do instead of pulling out the sword. Ideally, you just pull it out of the leaf, though.
Right.
But definitely something that is our strat now. It's here in the Wind Waker Randomizer community.
Our strat.
No strat is ever safe. It's our strat now.
So this is just good routing on Advocate's part. He went directly to Ice Ring after finishing Forbidden Woods and is now sailing to Angular. This just makes sense.
Saves a warp and he'll be done with the whole, pretty much the whole right side of the map.
Yeah, I think that he will likely full clear Overworld before going into Earth Temple, I'd imagine, depending on bait bag location.
Unless if he wants to dip it early, there's also the potential he could get chest storage here and try to see what it is. Because I don't think that it's the worst play with how much he still needs. That being, he only has the 2 shards on the bosses.
Right. Oh, you know what? You make a good point. He is missing 5 overworld shards.
I think the only thing stopping me from like dipping right into Earth Temple here is like mainly just light arrows. And there's power bracelets, so now Earth Temple's actually open. I forgot about that part. I would also not want to go into Earth Temple without power bracelets. That would be a bad idea.
That would be a bad idea, yeah. Couldn't do very much.
Well, you could do everything, but just wouldn't be able to kill Jalhalla.
Nope.
Well, actually, no, not 3 blocks from.
You can't pull, yeah.
That's it, if you use glitches.
There's our last Tingle statue as well.
Oh yeah, here you just warp Tingle. No brainer. You have hookshot.
Yeah, I think that Advocate will opt to go Great Fish, and then we'll do that part of the map before deciding to go to Earth Temple. I think that he is definitely the type of person, and a lot of people are, just like to wait.
Yeah, especially with Earth Temple left side being a thing, which is just gross, always.
Yeah.
because the only reason you'd want to go into Earth Temple early is to hope that you can skip like one check in the or like a couple checks in the overworld on the account that you are full clearing. But Advocate picking up his last sword there. So that means that Angular is required, and that leads to Ankle.
So I'm not sure what night it is for Rywek right now. If it's second night, he will miss Ghost Ship at Diamond Step, and he'll have to go back to Bomb to get it. Yeah, Blonde, the only shards that we have are the ones that were on the 2 bosses that we've killed. Yeah, looks like Advocate equipped bombs and is gonna sail to Islet from here. This just makes sense. I mean, I think that if he was missing less shards, well, no, I think either way it's just fast to full clear overworld just right now, and then hoping you get to skip things in Earth Temple.
Yeah, because you're either hoping you're skipping things in overworld or skipping things in Earth Temple.
Right. But with this fast of an overworld route, this just is better, I think.
Will we find another shard, or will be like...
I mean, we've seen it where Earth Temple is just full of shards and nothing else.
I'm ready for the bait bag to be on the Master Sword Chamber.
Oh no.
And then...
Red Rupee!
The delivery bag is in the light arrow chest, but Big Pig has...
No.
Or not Big Pig, Note to Bomb Mail or Vital Mail. Something like that. Something wild.
Rywek picking up his power bracelets. I bet he's pretty happy about that. Hard required.
Yeah, so both the items on Angular are just hard required.
Yeah. It would make sense that Rywek will do a similar thing to Advocate and just warp Great Fish, or Outset right now. Sailing. I'm not oh, he hasn't done Ice Ring yet. Okay.
Yeah, I assume he was... I don't know what he was looking for, actually. Maybe plan on doing Ghost Ship at Bomb?
Oh, I don't think Rywek has done Cabana yet. So he is definitely going this way in hopes that he finds Delivery Bag, most likely. We know that Delivery Bag is not here, but I'm not sure if Rywek will opt to do Deed Skip. And I don't remember if there was anything required in Cabana. I don't think that there was. Because the sword that Rywek is missing is on Ankle.
Get in the roll.
The roll on Ice Ring is rather brave. I'm just wondering what's going through Rywek's head right now. Ooh, unfortunately falling into the water in Ice Ring, but thankfully he has the grappling hook and can get back up easily. If you fall down and you don't have the grappling hook, you unfortunately just have to save warp out and do it again.
Let me tell you the sad story of Crane Windmaker Randomizer.
Oh.
Seed had, he was in Spoiler Log tournament. Seed had, Ice Ring was inside the Dragon Roost Cavern Cave, but it had like something like the leaf where you wanted to just get it right away. So you went there right away. Missed the roll. Fell all the way down. Had to save warp out. Go back in.
Oh goodness. Yeah, that is just tragic.
It's a very tragic time when that happens.
Advocate is
opting not to do the bomb push. He was a little bit to the left on his setup, if I believe.
Yeah, it did look like he was a little bit too far left. But I think that this is a smart decision on his part. If you're not comfortable with a strat like that, you'd rather just go fast and not worry about trying something new, I think. Because he will from here still be able to just leaf over to the other chest. Hero's Charm. Oh boy. Oh, he's going for the equip.
Taking a little bit of time on the equip. This is why you shouldn't be doing the equips.
Controversial.
Big waste of time.
It's for the fans though. Golden Feather and Hero's Charm and Diamond Step.
So we really haven't seen much other than that sword in the overworld.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much just the dungeons have been just loaded.
Well, I mean, especially after Earth Temple has been in Logic.
Right. Rywek is also opting to do Deed Skip, which just makes sense. Like,
It's just fast.
it's just fast, and we know that the delivery bag is in probably, like, Earth Temple or something at this point. Oh, wait a second. Advocate does have the delivery bag.
That is a true statement.
He definitely didn't have it several minutes ago.
Probably on Needle Rock, I'm assuming.
Needle Rock Cave. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
See, whenever I watch these, I always just pay too much attention to like execution and clearing stuff than I do the actual checks that open stuff.
Trying to juggle both. Rywek is having a little bit of difficulty with this Deed Skip. Oh, but he gets it. Fortunately for him, he didn't accidentally hookshot a rupee. Light arrows on go.
So much for not having anything in the overworld.
Yeah, that is certainly an item. You know, that's... Hold on a second. Bombs were on Beetle, and Leaf was in Bomb Island. Is that Sphere 3? Is a Sphere 3 bow?
So, Bomb's Beetle, Sphere 1. Sphere 1 is...
Leaf, Bomb, Sphere 2. So yeah, that's Sphere 3. That's a Sphere 3 bow. Sphere 2 bow?
Because-
No.
Because Beetle's Sphere 0.
Yeah.
That's what you count. So Beetle's Sphere 0.
Oh, so Leaf is Sphere 1. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Sphere 2 bow, that's even better. Or crazier, I guess.
Unless you don't start at 0, then it is Sphere 3. Start at Sphere 1.
Well, you just start at 0.
See, I use the speedrun tracker so I can track my spheres, but then I just never track my spheres properly. So, if I ever do, it's just like a miracle. So I don't really know what like spheres mean. It's kind of like a number there sometimes. Normally it's a question mark because
It's typically a question mark for you, yeah. I like to think about spheres after the fact. When I'm running a seed, I just
Oh, okay. Just
ignore everything. Also, Rywek is missing Earth God's lyric.
for a second there, I thought that he might have like missed the soft reset or like missed the save warp and pressed like soft reset too fast because he pressed B to like cancel the save warp.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Advocate is opting to check Fire Mountain. Tingle has a sword. I don't know where Earth is. Do the trackers know where Earth God's lyric was? Out of curiosity.
Oh, it was somewhere.
It was somewhere, but Rywek definitely does not have it. I think that Advocate must have stored it, but I have no clue where. Ooh.
That was a bit scary on his part. I don't know if Advocate's even a big Earth God's Lyric user though. Don't really need Earth God's Lyric unless you don't have Leaf. That's wild though.
Yeah. Advocate opting not to roll up the side of the mountain there to leaf around. It's fast.
Baby. Well, luckily, it routes actually really well. So he'll do Big Pig,
Yeah.
Grandma, and then go to Headstone, get the Headstone sub. Oh, and he'll get Note to Mom Mail at the same time. So he has 4 more overworld checks, then he'll be going into Earth Temple, full clearing Earth Temple most likely, and then going to Hyrule.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, since we're just looking for shards, all of the shards are definitely just...
Oh, just kidding, there is still the ghost.
It is a bomb. I was wrong. It's third night. So definitely after the ghost ship, Advocate will be warping Outset, and then Earth Temple probably loaded with shards, I'd imagine. It has to be, actually.
It's also wild that he's not checking the time of day and he's just going for it.
He's confident in his day-night cycle.
Oh. Never hurts to like just check it.
Easy, he got it, he got it. He has 2 pairs, so he only needs to buy bait.
Missing a ledge grab. Better go back up and try again, or yeah, he has light arrows.
Yeah. I still think it would be faster to leaf across again, but light arrows do make Ghost Ship really fast, especially if the Wizrobe doesn't spawn anything.
Yeah, I think it would be slightly faster to get like second try, but anything
Yeah.
after that, it would definitely be faster to just take the time loss.
This was 20 rupees. I'm getting a little concerned about about Earth God's lyric, I'm not gonna lie. In Rywek's mind,
Have it possibly?
no, he menued not that long ago, and he definitely only had Command Melody.
Is there anything that he skipped?
Like, I'm really racking my brain trying to figure out what he did. Because we know that he didn't do DRI, but that was Nehru's Pearl. Gosh.
The Big Pig.
Big Pig. Second try skew. Yeah, second place. This seed just routed really well, actually.
I think that if it, yeah, so I think that with Big Pig, it is probably faster to just, if it's nighttime, skip playing Song of Passing, and,
Big abuse.
Pig Abuse. But it is scary if you only have 3 hearts, because...
Does he do 3 hearts of damage?
3 hearts of damage.
Yeah, that's crazy. You see, Advocate only... He has 4 heart containers, but he only has 3 hearts. So, it makes sense that he would just opt to eat the pig. I mean, it is daytime, but, you know. I think, personally, I will just opt to play Song of Passing. Rywek will be picking up his delivery bag here. Little arrow refill never hurt anybody. Advocate did go a long time without saving Grandma, but you know what? I respect this decision because now it just routes in really well. With Big Pig and Earth Temple after this.
Yes, sir. I was picking up this a little bit earlier. Since he's already gotten the Grandma mail. Doesn't really matter when he gets this. Whereas Advocate will be picking up with Grandma mail. Should be 2 letters in the mail here. Or did he already get Grandma mail? Or did he...
I don't know that he
Did
mailed.
he send note to Mom?
I don't think he did. Well,
Oh, no.
guess we'll
Don't
find out what it
don't
was
really
on
need it.
Rywek's side, yeah.
Oh, it's just a treasure chart, so...
You know, you're right, it's no big deal. I think this is the first time we've seen Rat sub this seed. Both runners have decided to just wait to do it. We boomerang, which makes it, you know, manageable unless a rat decides to troll you, but, you know, I don't want to speak too soon. I'm curious to see which route Rywek decides to do through Diamond Step. He does have all of the items that he could possibly want going into Diamond Step for fastest Diamond Step. And Advocate did pick up a shard on Rat Sub. I didn't get the chance to read whether or not it was in fact his 3rd shard and whether he does have 5 remaining.
Yeah, he does have 3 tracked on his tracker as well.
Alright.
On his personal tracker.
Earth Temple just is loaded with the shards then. So likely what we'll see from Advocate is the storage route through Earth Temple. And then when we pick up the shard on Valhalla, then we'll know how many shards he stored along the way.
However, unfortunately for us, there's nothing worthwhile in Hyrule. So no big
No
Hyrule
gambles.
gambles. Just a treasure chart on top of Headstone.
Will Rywek equip the Hero's Charm? He will indeed equip the Hero's Charm. A little bit more optimal menuing on his part for that Hero's Charm equip. And Dark Linka does have quite the Hero's Charm.
If you want to know my opinion on how long the menus took. Kind of took infinitely longer than menus should take.
Yeah,
Now
he's...
save warping scuffed. See, just doesn't work out so well.
I guess so, I guess so. Yeah, Rywek is still missing EGL. We know that it's not at golf. We don't remember where Advocate got Earth Gods.
Hopefully,
So-
he doesn't think that it's like
In Earth Temple.
just or like just on fly across the platforms at DRI.
Ugh. Gosh, Blonde, I don't know. So this will be Rywek's light arrows. In his mind, this is EGL. Probably is what he's thinking.
Yeah. Ooh, the double nut. Playing a little bit of golf.
Hey, he's not cheating at golf. All right, respectable. Yeah, but fly. So I'm thinking that Rywek will likely go back to fly across at DRI, thinking that it's EGL at this point. Maybe, unless he thinks that it's in Earth Temple. But we know that that's Nehru's. Somebody in chat is saying that, or one of our trackers is saying that EGL was in Forbidden Woods. So this could be a problem. He can do EGL skip. And hopefully that's what he decides to go for.
Yeah, I mean, if you know EGL skip and you know that EGL is on fly across
yeah.
platforms, then it's significantly faster just to skip it.
Yeah, you just go for it. And if you're uncomfortable with the strat, you can spawn the Tingle Chest. And if you fall down, you could just hook shot back up to the Tingle Chest. As long as that's not the chest that you stored.
But you can hookshot back up to the Tingle Chest. I was unaware of this.
You can, you can. Of course, you have to spawn it before
Yeah, that's
doing anything, but
the issue.
it's a little bit out of the way. I think at that point, if you have EGL, and you're uncomfortable with EGL skip, you just bring Medley with you and play the song.
Mm-hmm. Especially because you just put Medley out of bounds and she's right there. If you had to, like, play Command Melody, then it would be a different story.
Right, you just fly over with her and plop her down. Oh, we haven't seen flight control sub from Rywek. Okay. So, okay, I think seeing this, I imagine that there might be overworld checks that we just haven't seen from Rywek that we've seen from Advocate already.
Okay, I actually looked back in Advocate's VOD real quick, and Earth God's Lyric is actually in Flight Control Platform sub.
Oh, it is? Okay. That definitely makes me feel a lot better.
Advocate doing small keys, or, okay. Not doing small key skip. That is not the small key skip that you want to do in
No.
Rando, where we ban the Tingle Tuner and you don't have Tingle Balloons.
So this is, I think that this is really unlikely. It'll be interesting to see whether or not this is the small key, actually. It is, okay. The
Yeah, so he
odds
voided out hoping that he would not have a small key in right there. But since it was a small key, it wasn't worth voiding.
Yeah.
But Hindsight is always 20/20 though.
True. Also, the fact that Rywek warped DRI and sailed flight control platform sub makes me think that he is just not gonna check fly across platforms.
Have you checked Fire Mountain yet?
Advocate did check Fire Mountain. I don't believe it was anything.
Has Rywek checked Fire Mountain?
Rywek has not checked Fire Mountain.
Look very happy to get that Earth God's lyric.
Yeah. I think that
Probably
he was
starting
getting
to
a
worry
little
about
worried.
yeah, the fly
Yeah.
across.
Ooh, alright.
Little debate. Little debate never hurt anybody. Like, I'm gonna go to DRC. Just kidding. We're going right to Earth Temple.
Skipping Fire Mountain. Alright, we know that this is going to pay off for him, so... Rywek with the Gamba. Oh, Fire Mountain was feedback! Yeah, he doesn't need...
There's nothing that's required for it.
Yeah. As we know that Top of Headstone was a mappa. Big Pig was... I don't remember, but it was worthless. ₹50. Ah, yes. So it was worth 50 rupees. I take back what I said about it being worthless. Rywek will be picking up his third shard here. I'm honestly a little surprised that Advocate opted not to pick up those hearts. We do have soup, so I guess he's fine. But we had a very clean storage route through Earth Temple from Advocate. And I'll be very interested to see when he picks up Jawhall's shard how many he has left.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you go into needing shards, because you don't really need to open up your menu to see it, because it's just slow and you'll be getting the shard either way no matter what.
Right. Even
So
if you
this
open your
whole
menu,
fight is just, well, never know.
never know. But honestly, like, even if you look at your menu, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell how many shards you have. Even it would be really slow to just sit there and count. The poser being a little mean to Advocate, but since he has soup power, he can just stab them and they're one shot, so easy 3 cycle.
Rywek getting Wind God's Aria. See where he decides to warp to here. Yep, he's just going right to Headstone. He started warping and then he realized that...
Yeah, warping out
Right
set
there.
and sailing Headstone would definitely be slower at this point.
Moment of truth. Just has a big key. And
Or more!
he's not getting anything, so.
He did not store a single shard. I think that Advocate is gonna go basement first. I was correct because he's abandoning Medley. So just hoping for 4 shards in their temple basement. The odds that we see Advocate go left side are pretty high, I think. Unless he gets 3 shards in the basement. I think that Advocate is the type of person who would gamble Vital Mail having a shard.
Oh, he didn't get this yet, so
Oh.
he's gonna do small key skip.
He is doing left side. Alright. I take back everything that I said. You know, I have been wondering lately whether this is actually better than doing the storage route, going basement, then going left side the regular way.
Yeah, I just think it's slow to do the... With light arrows, it might be. But if you don't have light arrows, then if you do the roll clip to get past into the mini-boss, that skips the
Right.
fight. And it's also just left side is gross, like, let's be real.
Yeah, left side is just... Nobody really likes left side very much.
Now we just have to wait and find the last shards.
All
We'll be here.
4 of them. Oh, compass.
Nothing.
Unlucky. I think that the... Well, Advocate might have a small key stored right now, actually, now that I think about it.
Advocate is actually coming close to like needing just shards, straight up shards. There's the map.
Dungeon map?
That's all of the dungeon items. So there's 1, 2, there's 6, 7 checks total that can have 4 shards.
Wow.
Assuming that this check doesn't have one. I don't even know if that's
Yeah,
4. It's probably 4.
hopefully
If
this
it's
is a
really
shard.
just the loaded basement with 4 shards in basement, that could happen, by the way.
That's crazy. I mean, because we found map and compass, rupees.
Okay. Oh,
Basement really was the play.
it's really getting down to it.
I mean, he still has 3 blocks room. Stalfos being kind of a jerk makes it hard to light up the sun above the door to unlock it.
Yeah, so
If you
can't
yeah.
blow it up yourself.
Right, you have to wait for it to blow up, otherwise the Stalfos is gonna stay intact for whatever reason. I don't
All
know
of
the
it
rules.
does that, but it's just very inconsistent with how it works.
The
He
kick
only has 3/4 of a heart left.
he is very low on health. But he gets out of there. I wouldn't say unscathed.
Luckily, there's not much else that can hit him before he save warps.
Opting to do a little bit of a rejuicer.
Unless he wants the double damage, you really don't need to.
I mean, double damage. He does have to kill this. Well, he doesn't have to kill the Floor Master, but
This is actually kind of unfortunate that he's doing this because by process of elimination, this is just a small key. Wait, no, he went in. Just kidding. Wait, no, wait.
he
Is it?
could.
No.
Wait, this is wait. Because he used a small key, but he went through a loading zone and didn't get a small key from the first chest that he stored, right? So isn't this a small key?
Did he use one in the basement? If he did, then it's not.
He used one on his way. Oh no, because he opened. Never mind. This is an item.
Yeah, this is an
100%
item.
this is an item. Forgot about the.
Just kidding, it's
So
sharp
there's a
wood.
shard. Yeah.
Only 3 though. Wait, did it say it's only 3? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it said that he still needs 3. So there are
I
undoubtedly.
actually really like this route with taking that war pot.
Oh, you know, I never thought about that. That's probably one of the first times I've ever seen anybody use that warp pot. So unfortunately for us, the fun of rando gets a little ruined here in the basement because we know that 3 of these checks have to be shards. It's just a matter
Well, 2 of
of
them actually, but
2 of them. Oh, true, Bitomail.
there is still Bito Mail.
Well,
Big Bito.
big Bito. And because Advocate has all of the dungeon items, he will be full clearing Mirror Room unless he gets insanely lucky.
And at this point, he's probably worried. All right, what check did I miss? Where is
Yeah.
it? The Picto Box. Need that.
Rywek opting to go left side. There's 1 shard. There's 2 more now. Nearly full cleared, almost done.
Later, I'll make this very trivial.
Yeah, you don't even have to jump down. So simple.
Yeah, I think that when I was de-rusting from Big Break, I think that there were times where I just jumped down there because in season 3, you couldn't use light arrows there. Because light arrows did not work on Stealthos because they were avoiding a soft lock. It was actually patched out that light arrows work on Stealthos in 1.6.
I had no idea. That's crazy. Advocate going for the roll clip into the big key chest here. Second try. Pretty good, I would say.
Getting his cheese in that chest. So it's a 50-50 really at this point. Is it here or is it Vital Mail?
For Advocate's sake, I hope it's here.
It is here! He is in go mode.
There it is. Go mode. The full clear minus Bitomail and Hyrule. Yeah, this is that was kind of wild. But that's just season 4.
Pretty solid gameplay from Advocate. It should be a sub 2 pretty easily. And that's why you do basement first and then just do the left side vanilla, because he would have had go mode at the 3 blocks room. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
This one time it happened to work out that way, but you know.
It's almost every time. It's almost every time.
Had my fair share of go modes in ET mini boss. Empty Tachi quadrant because Advocate does not have Dins Pro, so it's a little weird to see. Rywek also getting a
Oh
little
no,
bit
he's
troll
gonna
messed
light
up.
him. Oh no. Better open
Oh,
it quick.
the other.
Open it.
Oh,
Oh,
there he
got
goes.
He doesn't get the cutscene.
That's actually crazy. Yeah, you kill that Stalfos and his buddies come to the party.
Now Advocate just finishing up the seed.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good time for see the dungeons that we had. I mean, lucky for them, even though they didn't get go mode until Rywek isn't gonna get go mode until ET Basement as well, but even though Advocate didn't get go mode until ET Basement, is still the siege is routed well, I think. Like every time you visited a quadrant, you had about as many items as you could possibly want.
Right, yeah, the overworld routing is really what I've seen makes or breaks Season 4 seeds.
Yeah.
That and is Forsaken Fortress in logic or not.
Right.
Forsaken Fortress and Taji are the big ones, and they kind of just cancel each other out in the seed because they're both not in.
Right. Advocate deciding not to save the frames. You know what? I respect it. Sometimes those midi blends can be a little mean. So hopefully Rywek will... I think with this route, it would be better to do basement before Jahala, actually. Since he's already
if he
done
has the
left
big
side.
seed, then he'll just be able to take the warp out after.
Yeah, when Advocate opened his dungeon items in Jahala, he did have the big key. So Rywek should get it. He already has it, or he's gonna get it in Floor Master Room. Yeah, for this race, Rywek did get to skip a few checks that Advocate did do, but I think that this race, because of how well it routed, just came down to execution pretty much.
Yeah, I think that also in general, Rywek is one of the more favored in the Challenge Cup right now
Yeah.
for seeds.
Pretty solid phase 1 Puppet Cannon from Advocate. I looked away and then I looked back and then it was over. That's how you know it went well.
Yeah, as long as you don't get the spins. Spins are always annoying.
Yeah, a no spin, I think, is pretty much what I would call by definition a good PG-1. Yeah, so there's Rywek's big key.
Getting crypt
Nice
shot.
grip. Nowadays, I feel like triple or double crip is like a really good phase 2, but regular crip is just the standard at this point.
Yeah, it really went from like TAS only to you just get it most of the time in like
mean,
a
it's
matter
not-
of a year.
Stop frame perfect. Just
There are a lot of tricks in this game that are frame perfect, though.
true. Rywek is going for, well, looks like he's deciding not to do it, but there is a trick you can do. If you leaf into that little pillar of light, you can break the statue in the other room with your mirror shield. But it looks like he's opting to use Medley instead. So that's PG done for Advocate. Pretty solid, I'd say.
Just have
Only has
Ganondorf
one-
left.
Yeah, only has one heart. I imagine he will drink soup before going into Ganon. Personally, I would not want to fight Ganon with one heart, but you know, they say that you shouldn't take damage. Pish posh.
Yeah, I mean, you also want the double damage, so. Yep, so opting to drink the soup, in case he fails grapple skip, he'll be able to leaf back.
Solid grapple skip.
No pog slide today, just side hopping to the side.
Looks like Rywek is having a little bit of trouble with Medley. Getting her to line up in such a way that he can use his mirror shield on the statue here.
Yeah, so there is a way you can... There, you got it. Normally it's most convenient if you get like he was going for right away, where you throw her and then just stand behind her.
Right.
If you don't get that, then she starts talking to her to you.
And that's
And that is
GG.
GG for Advocate.
First place with a 155.34. Pretty solid for a full clear, no FF in logic, I'd say.
Right, it also looks like we're gonna be joined by Advocate for an interview, so working on that. Is my voice captured yet? Oh,
Hello there,
hello there.
Advocate.
Hello.
Hello.
GG.
GG Advocate.
I know you're good, George. Sorry about that.
Hey, I have to say, this definitely felt like a deja vu to yesterday.
Yeah, I've definitely had those seeds. I definitely felt that way too, where it was like Ghost Ship was on Ghost Ship Chart was on the top of Deku Leaf, which I believe is the same spot. I think that there were a couple other items that were in the same exact spot too, for a casual race we did yesterday.
So
Yeah,
honestly surprised that you decided to go left side before going to the basement. Didn't you gamble basement?
Yesterday I did that, but yesterday I did it because I had only 2 shards left when I left the boss, and this time it was like 4, and it was like, there's no way, there's nothing in left side.
Left
With
side
4
strikes
shards
again.
left. I mean, there was 1 shard at least.
Oh, true. That's right. That's right. That's right.
But I would have
oh,
gotten that.
yeah,
But I would have gotten that first if I did it backwards. So
Right.
it would have still been better to do basement first.
Yeah, I mean, but you had no way of knowing that, right? So
Yeah,
I think
sure.
that overall your route
And
was smart.
And I just love the small key skip into left side. So I pretty much always do it if I
Yeah.
have the chance. But yeah, overall the seed went pretty well. Like the routing just worked.
Yeah, your gameplay was solid, and I think that you weren't ever at a point where you were like really hurting for items, right?
Yeah,
Like by the
definitely
time
not.
you were done with Forbidden Woods, you were able to do like all of the left part.
Yeah,
of the
that
map.
was very convenient.
Yeah, very solid.
Yeah, I think the only like major thing that was difference between between dungeons was the fact that Rywek had Leaf going into DRC, but
I see.
not the most.
He didn't have a bow.
But then Rywek also got to skip both the big key and the map, which were in the mini boss and the under rope bridge because he went up the vanilla way.
Ah, yeah, that
Right.
makes sense. I mean, at least I didn't have to do big key chest.
Yeah.
Bro.
So that's the
Yeah,
plus.
Rywek
He
did
did
that. Yeah. So I guess with that, I think that it probably is still faster to skip the 2 checks that Rywek checked.
Most likely, yeah.
But I bet it's pretty comparable because going down to the basement is pretty slow.
And also going backwards is just overall faster than going forwards, I guess.
Exactly, because
So-
you skip the animation of unlocking all the doors.
Well, and just climbing up ladders.
Yeah, yeah. Going down is just inherently faster than going up.
Yeah, and I was like, when I got bombs and bow, I was like, yeah, why not just do DRC? There's nothing that would make it considerably faster.
Right,
Right.
and there's so many checks in there. I definitely agree with that routing decision.
Plus, you were able to get a fairy at the end of the dungeon.
Oh, yeah,
and
that was
you'd already
very-
done Northern Child.
Yeah, that was very convenient too, with the bottle inside DRC.
Right.
And then the other bottle inside Forbidden Woods.
right,
just,
right.
just in case you missed the other one.
In case you forgot in DRC. Yeah, and then I think the other major routing difference, Rywek opted not to do small key skip in Forbidden Woods, so you just had like the faster FW route, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair if you're not that comfortable with it. I had like a time like a week ago where I avoided like 3 times in a row there. And I was like, why am I doing this?
The other day when I was doing grapple skip in Forbidden Woods, I accidentally fell into the loading zone of the mini boss.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea that that could happen. But yeah, you did not make such a mistake, so.
Overall, pretty solid gameplay.
Yeah,
I was very on outset where it was like struggling with the first road trip into Mesa's house. Like I did it like 7th try or whatever, and then I do the one into Jabun's cave first try. And I was like,
Yeah.
how did this happen?
That can change your mood pretty quick. Like the early game, mistakes in early game are always really hard, I think, to come back from, because you're like, oh, I'm just playing bad this seed, you know.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
then like a first try roll clip into Jaboons, like that should make you feel pretty good, I'd say.
A question about Diamond Step. Are you just not comfortable enough with the bomb
Yeah,
clip,
I haven't
or- okay.
practiced that a whole lot, so I'm not
Yeah.
really comfortable. Tried it like once, and I thought like I'm not sitting here for like over a minute just doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So like I give it one try, and then it was not working out. Just peace out and do the standard way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because from what I saw, you're just a little bit too far to the left.
Yeah, I will have to try like getting better at it.
Just get a save state up, just practice it like 20 times. Call it
Yeah.
a day. Kind of get a feel for what works and what doesn't.
For sure.
So Rywek is in no mode now. His last shard is just on Jahala.
Ah, I see. You did left side first.
Yeah, so he opted for a more, I I guess, vanilla-ish route, I would say, for a temple. So yeah, just leaving basement normally this way is definitely faster than trekking through to the warp pot.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, overall, I felt like the seed wasn't too terribly trolly. I can't think of anything that was particularly disgusting.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, the shards in Earth Temple are like not the best thing in the world, but like
Right.
it's whatever. It's like not that light arrows or something in there which just would make it so much faster.
Yeah, light arrows on golf. We talked about that. We're pretty sure that that's a sphere 2 bow.
Yeah, but I'm like, I always put that golf like as far back as I can. I hate that check.
No, me too. I definitely get that.
Yeah, the only
But
thing
it
that
just
was,
made sense.
something that was really scary probably for Rywek was he failed like going around the island at DRI and he fell into the water.
Oh, that always
But luckily
sucks.
that was just Naru's pearl, so he just left it
That's fair.
and probably just accepted that he was gonna last location it.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. It's always terrible to fail that.
Yeah, you can ESS into like the little corners of the floor down there, like by where you fall, but it can be a little...
Yeah, most like ground collision like that you can just ESS into and you'll most of the time sometimes clip up. It's very finicky though.
Yeah, I can definitely understand just the last location in it then.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for him, it was just unrequired, so...
Yeah, that's true.
I guess it's that whole thing, like, the odds of a check being required are less likely than the odds of it being empty. I personally am not brave enough to embrace something like that, but you know.
Yeah, I would have definitely checked it before Earth Temple then. I hate going into Earth Temple with Overworld left.
Yeah. We were thinking that if Rywek really was wanting to check it, that he could have save warped out of Goma and then like went like out of the entrance of DRC and then up to do a vanilla that way. I think would have been faster at that point.
That's true, yeah.
Which is hopefully you never find yourself in that
Yeah,
situation. Hopefully Rywek never finds himself in that situation again.
That's true. Getting that skip's always rough.
Yeah.
I was also like, usually I also skip 5-star sub for forever. And yet I started like a few days ago with the strat just saving at paw print and then sailing down to, if it's nothing, soft reset back. And I do like that strat, but it's still... Why am I doing this? I fucking hate that submarine. I also feel like practicing super swimming mainly for that one check is not really worth it. I guess there are some other super streams that are very helpful, but I feel like I can just practice other things that will help me out more.
Yeah, I think that that's definitely what a lot of the top runners advocate for, I think, is that like newer runners or just runners in general will lose more time to just movement like in dungeons and stuff, as opposed to having to worry about something like super swimming is so like
That's
the time
true,
skips on super swims are so minimal with Swift Sail and Rando, so
Yeah. But yeah, Rywek and Hyrule now.
Yeah, I feel like until you actually like take the time to like compare movement-based stuff, you don't realize how much time you could be saving in dungeons.
right.
I bonked on so many doors today. I don't know how many it was. Way too many.
It's okay, we weren't counting.
Not like the Gobbity super swim counter.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that Rywek did was he skipped Fire Mountain, which I believe had the bait bag, so he didn't do Big Pig or Top of Headstone, just went straight to Earth Temple.
Oh, interesting.
Showing us the Dark Nut.
Never mind the Dark Knight. Oh, did he? Did I miss it?
Supposedly the Dark Knight does a little bit of a dab when he's falling.
But yeah, like I said, I never go into Earth Chamber with overworld left.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people feel the same way.
Yeah, in general, I'll try to full clear overworld. It just depends on the seed and how much you still need.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
And it depends on the dungeon. If it's Tower of the Gods, I'm probably clearing Tower of the Gods before I do
Oh yeah,
overworld.
that's also true. If it's like Tower of the Gods is so slow anyways.
Same somewhat goes for Wind Temple, because Wind Temple is both slow in the sense that there's a lot of checks that are just right in the way once you go in, and then you need
you're looking for
yeah, exactly.
Stalky anyways. Rywek on his way to the Grand Staircase. Soon be fighting Papa Ganon.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. Puppet Ganon can always be a little bit tricky.
Oh,
Especially
your
like,
Papa
of
Ganon
course.
was very clean. Very clean Papa Ganon.
No, I was definitely satisfied with it. Like the third phase was like I messed it up like a little bit with like the first time I stunned him, like not even hitting him.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall pretty well.
And Crip always is. It feels good, I think.
That's true, yeah. But I feel like at this point, even just hitting the very first snipe on PG1 is like even more satisfying.
Oh yeah, like that first, the quick shot.
The biggest thing about hitting the quick shot is that it more or less of the time makes the rest of PG1 more
nice first shot.
better because he'll move less after hitting him once.
Yeah, and also like
Not that he won't move less after hitting him, he'll not move before hitting him once.
Right.
no. I like it also just makes the chance bigger of not having to deal with a spin. Because like you get 3 chances of attacks, I think. Because like usually 1 to hit him when he's attacking you.
The Rywek has 1 shot on PG down, just needs 2 more. The timing on the tail snipes can be a little tricky sometimes. Especially if you feel like you're consistently shooting the arrow at like the same time, but it's like the same wrong timing. That's always really painful.
Another thing is how far he is away. If he's really far, really close, and he'd be a little off. And just in general, if you're not used to aiming in Wind Waker, just adjusting your angle slightly can be rough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the bow controls are definitely a bit tricky to get used to. Also, getting the hero's charm was pretty nice. Blessed
You
seed.
both did decide to equip the hero's charm. It's kind of controversial.
I equipped it instantly. I didn't even like wait for my save equip out of Diamond Step. I was like, I'm doing this now. The statement. It's not controversial, Jay, it's just a bot.
Called out.
It is fast though.
That is true. Also, can I just say that second place kind of saved me an Earth Temple because I didn't spawn the first chest at the very beginning. And then like the time I came back to store it, I remember that second place talked about it earlier. And it was like, I'm not forgetting this.
Luckily, you did save right before doing that, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Having it, if I would have been to do Earth Temple like again, that would have been painful. Even though I guess I could have just skipped the entire, like everything I did.
Yeah,
because I didn't get any shards.
Because we were all expecting like, oh, how many shards is he gonna get when he steps into the shard? It's gonna say like 3 left, 2 left, 1 left, or just 4 left. 4 left.
Yeah, also was like I didn't get the fifth my third shard like until Red Sub. And I was like, are all overworld shards in Earth Temple? Are you kidding me? Because 4 is the maximum amount I've seen in Earth Temple so far. So having all 5 in there would have been pretty funny.
Did you ever mail Note to Mom? Just out of curiosity? You did, okay.
I did it on DRI before I went to Fire Mountain. I was also like, I did Ghost Ship on Bomb Island.
I could have swore it was your second night.
Yeah, I could have sworn. I was like 1 hour 10 in when I was at Diamond Step because I did the left side first. And I was like, the Ghost Ship should have been at Diamond Step then. Did I really just not see it? But I was 1 hour 10 in, there's no way this is the second night.
It's like you hadn't played Song of Passing at all? I don't know.
And I guess I was like...
Yeah, normally you don't see both the dungeons completed, or like 2 dungeons completed in 1 hour 10. Because a lot of times you'll just be not even entering first dungeon for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty solid third phase from Rywek.
Definitely, yeah. Very nice snipes.
I'm not sure if Rywek is the type of runner to go for grapple skip. He does have grapple equipped, so we'll just have to see what he opts to do.
I had so little magic. I started drinking my soup before just in case I fail.
I think that's definitely fair. Yeah, Rywek opting not to do grapple skip, which I think is fine. He has very little magic as well.
Yeah, definitely fair. If you're not comfortable with the trick, why put yourself through it?
Yeah, why go for it? Yeah.
Whatever works for you. For example, another example of the same thing. I almost had pop print. At Cliff Plateau, I always store the second chest, even though if I have grappling hook, because I hate the grapple skip. And I know it would be faster if I would just do the grapple skip, but
the pop one.
No, not the pop, not the pop.
No, BPR.
The skip into Bird's Peak with grapple. I mean, grapple skip was not the right word. Yeah. But yeah, I just hate it. I lost 5 minutes in a race to it, and I thought I'm never doing this again.
Yeah. Yeah, at that point, it's just like what's faster for you, I guess.
And I'm pretty comfortable with getting storage most of the times.
Yeah, I think that your storage on highest isle was like second try or something was pretty solid, so...
Yeah, I think so too.
And that storage spot can be really weird.
Oh yeah. Pretty good Ganon fight so far.
Yeah, this is pretty solid, especially with double damage, which is very helpful here. Now it just comes down to Zelda.
Zelda trolling.
Oh no.
Get hidden back.
I hit Zelda in this fight.
Rywek getting sniped by Zelda twice.
Zelda, please.
There it is. GG to Rywek.
Yeah, GG's.
Second place is a 2:19.16. It was a pretty fun race. There were multiple occasions that you guys were in the same place at the same time. A little bit of hand holding. Pretty fun.
Ooh, hand holding.
Woo. Hopefully we will be joined here shortly by Rywek for interview.
Yes, we will. Hello there.
There he is.
Hello, GG's.
Hey, thank you. GG's, Advo.
Jeez. Do you have any thoughts about the seed, Rywek, that you'd like to share with us right off the bat?
Well, going in, I already knew I was not. I had very low chances against Advo. But actually, this is a PB for me. This is a PB by almost 4.5 minutes, so I'm still getting better. I'm getting better.
Nice.
I'm gonna catch up someday.
Yeah, very nice. Run that minute PB.
Yeah.
Definitely
Sub
not
2 is in sight. But yeah, no, the sea was pretty kind. I mean, I love the early sword very much. I cannot deal with late swords. And those Triforce pieces, why were they all in Earth Temple?
Oh, that was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
And like even the 3 in basement.
Yeah.
How worried were you about a Triforce shard being in the fly around the platforms in DRI?
I was deadly afraid. I'm still new to that particular clip, so messing it up made me want to go puke a little. So to me, it was as if, you know what, this check is already done. If there's anything there, it'll be the last location. Put it out of my mind. I'll be fine. There's nothing there. There clearly was nothing there.
Neo's
Right?
Pearl was there.
Yeah, good old Nehru's.
Yes, you see, that wasn't useful, right? It wasn't like, I don't know, bait bag that could have done other checks or a piece of Triforce, which, yeah, okay, fine, I was worried.
Bait bag you skipped in Fire Mountain.
Oh, Fire Mountain, okay. Yeah, I don't have many checks left. I have Fire Mountain and Ghost Ship.
Yeah, I have 4 checks left, including the boss key chest in DRI, which I know is a small key. So in theory, it's like 3 checks. I have Beidou Mail and Hyrule.
Oh yeah, so Rywek, your DRC route ended up being pretty smart because you were able to skip both the mini boss as well as under Rope Bridge, which ended up working out really well. That you went to the basement first.
Well, I'm glad that worked out because that's the only route I know. Yeah. But I did look out there, I was like, wow, that's so lucky. Like a big key probably and a map, I think. It was just perfect. I was worried because, okay, I got the storage glitch, I opened the chest, I get to the door. I don't remember where to go when I'm standing in front of the door. So I start walking through it. No, this is not the right dungeon. And I had to go around. I almost Googled it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you were probably thinking of the Forbidden Woods big key skip where you really do just walk through the door.
Yeah, that must be it. Yeah.
Yeah, the big key skip in DRC is a bit weird. With the storage strat, you want to kind of neutral roll up the side of the wall, and then you'll fall through, assuming you're not holding an analog stick direction. Then you take a little step forward, going to C up, so that you can see the little crack, and then just jump through the crack.
See, yeah, that seems much safer and smarter.
Hey, it worked out. You'd leave. It was fine.
Yes, I leaped. It was my panic leaping. Always be ready to panic leap. But yeah, I've only been playing for about a month now, but like I feel the progress coming, so I'll get.
Yeah, it's pretty wild watching like all of the Challenge Cup runners, like how quickly everybody is improving. Especially people who have only been playing for just a couple months. It's crazy.
Yeah, I started in late April, for example.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, see, that's wild.
And he's already sub-2ing stuff.
I mean, I'm watching like Wind Waker like for like I don't know how many years. That's like.
Oh, true.
So I got to know. I'm also pretty good at like comprehending stuff just by watching. So I kind of like know. I knew like some of the skips already when I went into.
Yeah, I was completely fresh and brand new in May. Mongol's been my teacher. He's been so kind to me. My only objective this Challenge Cup is to kick his butt because he's in the same group as I am. That's my only objective.
When the student beats the teacher is always a good feeling.
The classic Star Wars metaphor.
And my uncle is actually a teacher, if you didn't know.
Yeah. The cool guy.
I know that because our schedules in season 3 collided very badly with me being on a very degenerate schedule and him being a substitute teacher.
Imagine being on a degenerate sleep schedule. I don't know who would do that.
Definitely not during a time like this.
Looks awkwardly at his German clock.
Okay, 1 a.m. is that bad? I raced at 4 a.m. before. Like I started races at 4 a.m.
I do graveyard shifts or marathons, so I'm used to it.
Feels bad for keeping you up to 1 a.m. I'm sorry.
It's all good now.
Don't worry, it's
very normal for Advocate.
Oh yeah, for me it's very normal.
Sounds like we have a lot of people that don't care don't what's the word? Sorry, I'm missing the word there. That don't look after the sleeper. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But hey, let's just all live on American time. You know, that's the solution, right?
Right.
Set your clock to Central Time.
I mean, I will not object.
Time.
Fair. Well, thank you so much for the restream and the commentary and the tracking. Much appreciated, all of you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Huge shout outs to everyone, to all the volunteers.
Yeah.
GG's, guys. Once again, very solid race from both of you.
Yeah, go follow Rywek and Advocate. It was an awesome race. Also, thank you again so much to Hulk Riley and Javis. Sorry. It's 1 a.m. Okay, I have an excuse. Riley and Javis for commentating us through the match today. And also to our trackers today, Blank and Captain Mo, for working in the background, making sure that anyone hopping into the stream late knows what the state of the match was. But yeah, that's pretty much it from us, unless you have any sort of final words.
I don't have any.
Alright. Well,
thanks and have a good night.
No problem. Before we head on here, just one last thing I want to say. I've been teasing us like a last couple restream outros, but it's finally been publicly announced. Tress and Void are doing a Ocarina of Time Randomizer crowd control charity race this weekend on ZSR. It's gonna be at 1 p.m. Central European Summer Time this Saturday. May or may not have been hinting at this couple last three streams, but yeah, if you'd like, if you'd like Void and Tress to suffer while, raising money for a good cause, gonna be for Pank 1. then do check in on Saturday. It's at 1 p.m. Central European time, or if you want to, wake up early, it's 7 a.m. Eastern time. But it's gonna run. I have on the research schedule here, I have a 24-hour estimate, so y'all got some content for you on Saturday. I have a 24-hour estimate here, so hope y'all are ready for that. Aside from that, we've also got Genovi versus Original Elia Game 2 tomorrow. And that will be at 1 p.m. Eastern time, or... Sorry, 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time. So, lots and lots of stuff coming up this week. But I think with that being said, I'll pass it back to y'all for some final words, and then we'll send it off to a rating. Did I cut out of it?
I have nothing.
Sorry, I was wondering if I just got cut out of it. Alright.
I also have nothing.
Alright. Alright, in that case, catch you next time, folks.
Bye bye.